Some crazy stuff happened this week.
Dude, some shit went down. Welcome back, you guys. Another episode of Friends First. I'm excited.
I am excited.
It feels good to kind of be in a routine with this.
It is.
It feels really, really good.
And I'm really excited to talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. But before we get into that, how was your week?
It was really good. So, I did something that we've talked about doing. I took an acting class.
No! Really?
I did!
I'm so excited. How did it go? Also, really quick, if you can hear any jingling, there's a cat in my lap. So, if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see it. If you're not, you're missing out.
It's actually a handsome Puma Cougar man.
He's
a mountain boy.
Such a sweet boy. I wish my cat would lay on me like this. Anyway, you took an acting class.
I took an acting class.
I'm so stoked.
So I went with one of my good friends, which is really good because if I didn't have her emotional support, I probably wouldn't have gone because I did try to back out last minute.
So it was actually in person. It wasn't
No, it was a real deal. Yeah, so shout out to Andy. Thanks for meeting me there, Andy. And then right away, this person walks up wearing a Taylor Swift hoodie. So I was like...
I'm wearing my Taylor Swift shirt right now.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Look at me.
If I didn't know you, I would be like, oh, good person.
Yeah.
So, Taylor Swift hoodie, I instantly knew they were a good person.
Which one?
It was actually the Tie-Dye Lover hoodie that I also have.
That's so cool. That was a detail maybe you guys probably didn't care about, but I cared about.
I care about that too. And I feel like there's this thing when I find out that other people like Taylor Swift, I go full on... I can't really say Swiftie. What would be the step after that? Super Swiftie. I go full super Swiftie. I'm like, what's your favorite album? Do you have, when you're feeling each emotion, which song do you listen to? And I feel like that scares people.
I mean... Sorry, I'm burping. I think it scares the wrong people.
That's true. Yeah. Also, if you're wearing a Lover hoodie, that is 3 albums ago.
Yeah, so you're fully committed.
Yeah, we're in the middle of summer, so you are a dedicated Swiftie. It didn't scare them.
Okay,
but
yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So the acting class, we did a couple of exercises and stuff. And then afterwards we went to this place where you get to pick out your beer. You pay by the ounces.
Oh, okay.
$4.54.
Yeah.
So it was super good and all around fun time. The good news is it's that camp thing that I had sent you a while ago.
Oh, okay.
And so now that you're going to be in town for this Tuesday, you can come with me to this one.
Oh man. Man.
If you want, you have some time to think about it.
Yes.
So, how was your week?
It was good. I went on a road trip to California, and this is another story that I'm going to tell on another podcast, but basically I just went on a road trip with, sorry, there's so much cat hair on my face, but there's a lot going on right now. But yeah, I picked up Marissa, and we went on a road trip to California, and then spent the weekend on a houseboat with a bunch of our friends, had such a good time, went down to LA, and then I sent it back. I literally got back yesterday. And it was so much fun. I had the best time. And it's been literally since, well, I guess with you, technically. But aside from you, since April, the only people I've been traveling with is my family.
We went in June. We came back in June. But yeah.
No, but that's what okay, so in April I went to Vegas with my brother and my sister, and then in May I went
So you're used to traveling with other people, and it's been a long time since you've traveled with other people.
Yeah, and especially groups of people, and
yeah.
And it's been literally since before April since I went on a trip with other creators.
Cool. Yes.
I mean, technically now you fit in that category, but
oh.
You're literally coming up with all the ideas for our TikTok account. So
yeah,
you're technically a creator now.
I feel a dream job for me would be to be behind the scenes social media manager. I'm really good at coming up with the ideas. I like digital design. I don't mind monitoring that stuff, but I just don't really like being in front of the camera, so I'm having fun with it.
Yeah. I do think, like, one day, if I ever become rich and famous...
You'll hire me?
I'll literally, like, hire you to, like, help me brainstorm and, like, keep a catalog of all content I want to create, because, like, that's my current problem, is, like, I literally have all the ideas, don't execute them fast enough, and then they're gone. Yeah. But yeah, the week was really good, and I had, like, a really good time, and I'm excited to tell you about the stories of that, but that's not what we're going to do on this episode.
I'm excited to hear about it, but I'm glad we're not talking about it, because I have FOMO. And the whole reason I did my acting class was because I was like, I can't sit here on my couch doing nothing while Nikki's having a fun adventure and I'm doing nothing. So I'm going to be trying to do fun things while you're gone.
Okay. I think that's a good way to, like...
This podcast is making me a better person, because I was like, I cannot show up and Nikki talks about a California adventure and I talk about nothing. So I have to do something.
Hey, you know what? I, like, literally have been like, okay, I have to think about, like, things that are happening to me in, like, a way that's, like, interesting to tell, or, like, big highlight moments, like, in a way. Like, this podcast is, like, holding me accountable in so many ways. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
So what we're saying is we love you guys.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Thanks for keeping us accountable.
Yeah. So speaking of loving you guys, you've probably noticed at the end of each episode, we say, love you, good night. And today we get to do something really special.
And tell you where it all started.
Yay!
I'm so excited!
Yeah. So this is kind of like also where we got the idea to do a podcast in the first place.
Yeah, literally. I think it started like I think one of us said that right before.
Yeah.
Basically, we went on a road trip.
We did.
For Mariah's birthday.
Yeah. So I had like a crummy couple of months, like just a lot of crummy stuff happened back to back. And I called Nikki and I was like, hey, my golden birthday's coming up, and for my golden birthday I want to be at the Golden Gate Bridge, which for like context, we are very far away from it.
You can say South Dakota.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like, I was gonna say hours, but I don't know how many hours we are away. Is that like a 20-hour drive? I don't even know. 15? Okay. I don't know. Anyways, we're in South Dakota. And the Golden Gate Bridge, obviously, is in California.
It's in California, for those of you that don't know.
So that's a pretty far road trip. Also, neither of us are rich people. So, like,
no.
It's a tall ask to, like, tell people, like, hey, I want to go on this road trip. But also, we're going to car camp.
Yeah. We're going to sleep in the car for 2 weeks. Because it escalated quickly. It quickly went from, like, oh, we're just going to the Golden Gate Bridge to... no, we're going to go see as much as we can.
Yeah.
Like, how much time can you get off work, Mariah? Oh, I think I can, like, push, like, 2 weeks. Okay, we're doing a 2-week road trip, and we're just going to send it. And we're going to make sure that we're at the Golden Gate Bridge on your birthday.
Yeah. And so it started as kind of a last-minute idea. We took off. It was full chaos the whole time, which is great. Not the whole time, but it started in chaos.
Yeah, it kind of, like, started in chaos and then, like, had its waves. Basically, this episode was like, we're just going to recap this entire road trip for you. Yeah. Because there are some, like, key things in there that we think are, like, so funny.
Yeah.
And, like, also so traumatic that, like, we want to throw out there because, you know, we got to tell our friends about these experiences.
Exactly.
Like, and that's why we're here.
Recording this podcast for us is, like, having benefits to ourselves. And so, I don't know, maybe... We can't wait to hear about your adventures. So hopefully you'll hear this and, like, go on an adventure yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
this was super out of the norm for me.
Yeah, and, like, she knew to call me because I just send it.
Yeah, she was like, no hesitation.
Yeah. So we set it all up. We made, like, a rough plan, which is, like, we don't really need to, like, be into details about, like, how it all happened, but
we basically had, like, less than 2 weeks to really plan. Like, I officially got permission to take off work, like, a week before.
Yeah, and then I think, like, literally, like, a week and a half before that, I was in San Diego with my sister for 5 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, like, before that, I was, like, in Vegas with my brother and my sister for his birthday. Like, it was, like, one of those things where I was, like, we didn't really have a second to sit down.
No.
So, literally, like, we just made the schedule of what we wanted to do, and then...
did it.
Did it. And then the day before we were supposed to leave is when we really figured out most of it.
Yeah, like we all in one night, we like went to Walmart, got all of our food, got all of our stuff. We even got a mattress.
Literally got a mattress, like measured the car, like literally had my brother measure the car first of all, because I was just like, what's gonna fit in this? And then we decided like a full mattress would fit in it. Mm-hmm. So we went and got one, and it was wildly too large.
Yeah. I think the queen was too large. I don't know, either way. It was too thick. We got too thick of one.
Yeah, like we wouldn't have been able to like even put anything in the car. So we ended up just using an entirely different mattress.
Yeah, we borrowed one from Nikki's brother. Yeah. So shout out Marty, thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Clutch move. Would have been nice to know that you had that before we went and bought a mattress. But it's fine because we returned it. Mariah got $200 back, so.
$250.
Yeah, Jesus.
It was like a lot of money.
Yeah, it was expensive.
So that was the night before, but even before we went to Walmart, Nikki was driving all around town, like getting an oil change, getting a roof rack. Like we had to go borrow a car topper.
I literally forgot that I put that roof rack on by myself.
Yeah, you did such a good job.
Like, we were doing the whole thing and literally just like going, okay, well, what do people need on like this on a car camping trip? And we were just like, we're gonna just live in the car and like whatever we have, and what we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
And like
literally the morning we were leaving, like Nikki made me take 3 pairs of shoes out of my bag.
We didn't even leave in the morning, Mariah. Like we left.
That's right.
We left at like 6 p.m.
So, the night before, I was up late packing, and by late I mean I pulled an all-nighter. I literally did not sleep. So by the time we left town, late at night, I was up for over 24 hours at that point.
Yeah, literally, and everybody was like, "Do not let Mariah drive," and I was like, "Noted." And we literally sent it all the way from South Dakota to freaking Canyonlands National Park in Utah.
Yeah, which was really actually perfect because originally we were going to stop in Colorado, which would be like
we were trying to get like within 6 hours of Canyonlands because we were like, oh, we'll just sleep there and then we'll get up. But there was like no way. If we left at 6 p.m. and then found a spot in Colorado and then like had to wake up still to be in Canyonlands by sunrise, like
it saved us a whole entire day. And the other thing was that we both felt like Denver area is close enough that we can go have day adventures there, but we've also already had a Denver adventure together.
Yeah.
So we kind of, you drove first and I slept.
Yeah, Mariah like conked out in the back, like conked out. And I was just driving. Like, it literally was, like, blizzarding at one point. Like, I was like, where is the snow coming from?
Yeah, I remember that.
In May. End of May. Like, what the heck? It was so crazy. And I was like, I can't. I was like, I don't have a single thing prepared for snow. So
yeah,
like,
I was so worried. I was like, this trip is going to be so cold. I'm not prepared.
Yeah, me too. But we made it. And we literally pulled into Canyonlands National Park, like, at sunrise.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. Did, like, Mesa Arch, all that good stuff. Like, honestly, Canyonlands is, like, my favorite national park that I've been to so far.
I really just love Utah.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, I love Utah is, like, just
rocks that are red with dirt that is red.
Yeah.
I love it.
Literally, like, Utah just, like, warms my heart. Every time I'm, like, driving through Utah, I'm like, oh, love it here. Yeah. Fucking love it here.
So that was really fun. And then right after Canyonlands, we went to Zion.
Yeah. Then we woke up the next day and, like, sent it to Zion, which is, like, 5 hours away.
It was a decent drive, yeah.
Yeah, 5-6 hours away. And then did this hike, like, I can't remember what it's called.
The Emerald Pools.
Oh, yeah, the Emerald Pools. Yes, I can speak today.
I only remembered that because I didn't tell you this at the time, but so we were there kind of like as a birthday trip, but for myself, but then also just like a friendship trip, whatever.
Emerald is not your birthstone.
It is.
What?
Yeah.
What are the chances?
I know. So we were at the Golden Gate Bridge on my golden birthday, but we also did an Emerald Pools hike that was, and emeralds are my birthstone. But that was really fun, and it came highly recommended.
Yeah, it did. Like my friends Destiny, our friends now, Destiny and Liz, they had like just done Zion, like not much earlier before that. Maybe
week before.
No,
yeah.
Maybe it was before that. I don't know. They had done it. They suggested it.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, we'll go do it, because we, like, got there and it was, like, afternoon. Like, we didn't have time to do the Narrows or anything like that. We weren't really prepared to do the Narrows by any means, but, like, we just kind of, like, we're like, we'll do this.
Yeah.
We're just happy to be here. Parking was a nightmare. It was kind of a nightmare. But the interesting thing that happened on this hike, y'all.
We finish this hike, we get up there, and there's this lady with this giant, long horn.
Yeah, what is that thing called? Like the Ricola.
Yeah.
Like, literally that horn, this woman. And, like, you could hear it from, like...
far away.
Yeah, like, far away. We could hear it, and people were coming down, like, oh, yeah, there's a woman with, like, this thing up there. And I'm imagining, I'm literally imagining, like, a French horn type, like, size instrument.
Yeah.
No.
It's, like...
Literally, like...
I would say it's, like, at least 10 feet long, but probably longer.
I was like, it's, like, 15 feet long.
Probably, yeah.
It's, like, and this woman is, like, maybe 4 foot.
Uh-huh.
5.
Yeah.
Max. And she's just up there, and she's got this, like, class of kids. And she's just ripping on this horn. Mm-hmm. And, like, apparently she only knew one song.
Which is Amazing Grace. Which was beautiful in Zion. Like, it was kind of, like, a magical...
And where the pools are, they're, like, in the bottom of this, like, big rock wall thing.
Yeah.
So, like, she really picked the right spot.
It kind of, like, echoed off nicely. And we were there. The sun was kind of peeking over the ridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it was really beautiful. It was a moment. It just was...
I don't know if I'd ever pick to go when that's going on. Like, I was there for the Zion experience. I wasn't there for a horn experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that it happened, but then I feel like there were so many people standing around it. And, like, people... Like, I have this thing about nature. When I'm in nature, I want to listen to nature.
Yeah, like...
Or my self-talk.
Yeah, literally. I do not want to hear your music coming out of your Bluetooth speaker when I'm on a hike.
Yeah. Like, I
that
don't
is
like...
literally...
Yeah.
Ick of the freaking week right there.
Ick of the week.
Ick
right
of
here,
the
right
week.
now.
Is that right there.
We agree on a lot, but we don't really agree on a lot. Anyways, I big time agree on Ick of the week. I hate unnatural noises when I'm in a natural location.
Yeah. Like, I can't handle it.
So the horn is like a beautiful instrument. And maybe her playing the song one time would have been groovy, but it literally was like on repeat.
Yeah, and for me, I think it was like we got up there and it was as if we walked into somebody's like concert and we had to pay attention. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like she was just like doing it in the corner and it was like, oh, cool. It was like, no, she literally stood in the center where everybody would want to take their pictures.
And it's like the end spot of the hike. It's not like there's like alternative routes. It's like you're in kind of a enclosed rock area.
Yeah. There was just like nowhere to go. So it was just like...
And, you know, when I think back to that area, I'm like, gosh, I barely remember it because she just overtook all of it. I mean, I do remember it because we took some cool pictures there. But also...
yeah, it was just different.
It was different.
But that was, like, kind of the Zion experience. And then we got done with that hike and we went to find a camp spot.
Oh, and we stayed at the most amazing camp spot.
Again, shout out Destiny and Liz for that one.
Yes, they came in so clutch.
Oh my god, that was like the best camp spot.
We were perfectly along this like little creek area.
Yeah.
And
it was sandy, and there were lizards, and like mountains, and
fire pits.
Yeah. It was just like it was just like a perfect, that was like probably the best camping spot of the whole trip.
The best. Hands down the best. Like, I would go stay there for weeks on end.
Aside from the last stop that we did.
That's coming up. You'll have to jog my memory because I don't remember.
The very last stop where we went home.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There was a better camp spot. But also there wasn't, because that wasn't technically a camp spot. We just camped there.
No, but you can just camp there.
Yeah, you can. Okay. Tied. Maybe. No.
I think they're both, literally both of those are like the best of the trip.
Hold the suspense because that is, we got a couple stops before then. So we camped there and it was so beautiful. Our personalities really shined in the fact that Nikki did like yoga and kind of like centered herself and like
grounded and like did some physical therapy because my back is all whack.
And I walked up and down the creek looking for treasures.
Yeah. Like, literally. It was so good. I feel like that happened, like, multiple times. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like that description right there is going to happen multiple times in this story.
Yes, but it worked out perfectly. Like, you're a perfect travel companion in that way.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work out with other people.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll do my own thing. You go do what you gotta do.
Yeah. So that was such a good camp night.
Yeah. And then...
We went to Joshua Tree.
Ooh, Joshua Tree, you guys, this is where things get
Spicy.
crazy.
I loved the drive there because we kept driving by, like, really funky little stops. Like, there was, like, an area that had, like, 50 Buddha statues, and then we drove by, like, all these abandoned houses, which was kind of eerie. Yeah, remember we kept seeing all those, like, little pink abandoned shacks?
Yeah. That's once we got into, like, the desert.
Yeah. Area 51 vibes, but we
Yeah.
were nowhere near. I mean, yeah, because we drove near Death Valley. Kind of. Or was that after?
No, yeah, we did.
Okay.
Kind of, I think.
Kind of, yeah.
Jesus, I need a map.
Yeah, we need a map. So, we got to Joshua Tree. There was an area that we drove through before Joshua Tree, before we actually got to the national park. And Nikki was sleeping. I took, like, a little video, but I really wish I would have woke Nikki up because that had a better cluster of Joshua trees than anywhere inside the park.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I wonder if I ever showed you those pictures and videos.
I don't know if you did.
And it was not cool, but it was really interesting. I was almost going to say cool. So when the fires happened, it was very obvious that, like, the fire went up to the big California fires.
Yeah.
The fires went up to the road, so, like, all of the Joshua trees on one half of the road were, like, burnt and sad, and then the other ones were flourishing. Very sad and, like, reality moment, but also very, like, interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
It's always, like, really crazy to see that stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw a lot of that even in, like, my trip just last week to California. It's just nuts to, like, see where all of that stuff ends and shit like that.
Yeah, so then we were in Joshua Tree.
Yeah, and Joshua Tree was hot, you guys.
It
Like,
was
so hot. Even in May, it was like, what am I doing here?
We were really cute because we had matching Joshua Tree shirts.
Yeah, I still never finished that freaking TikTok, but,
Oh, so sad.
we'll get there.
We will. Joshua Tree. Unexpectedly... what was your favorite part about Joshua Tree?
The cactus gardens.
Okay, yeah. So, unexpectedly, oh my gosh. There's these cactus...
It's cactus gardens. It's like, yeah. It's like when you go to Joshua Tree, like, that's what people, like, go for.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that was a thing. So, I was super, like, taken aback. And by this point in the trip, every time we had stopped, I had looked to see if there were any geocaches around. If you don't know what geocaching is, it's like this national game where there's these hidden things that you have to find based on, like, GPS location. And every time we had stopped, there wasn't one nearby. But when we were walking through the cactus gardens, I found a geocache without even knowing that there was one there.
Yeah.
Which was so cool.
And it had, like, I've never geocached. That was, like, my first geocache experience, really.
You went on a high note. You started on a very...
Yeah. Literally, like, I'm adjusting. Gotta move my legs now. The cat's not on me. But yeah, the, like, geocache was, like, so cool. Like, there was so much cool stuff in there. We literally thought we found a joint at one point that was just a tobacco cigarette. But we were like, somebody did not just leave a joint on federal property in a geocache.
Yeah. It was definitely, like, prize-wise or, like, items-wise one of the best geocaches I found. It had so much stuff in it.
Yeah.
Which is
pretty
pretty
cool. Like,
cool.
a whole family, like, left a, like, they took a Polaroid, they left that in there. There was, like, deodorant and tampons and, like...
a ton of toiletries.
Yeah. Somebody left, like, a note card with, like, affirmations on it. That was really cool. Like, there was just so much cool stuff. It was really neat.
Yeah. So, are you a geocacher now?
I think if I didn't have so many other things that I did while I traveled, I totally would be a geocacher.
Good. I'm going to be a geocacher for you.
Yeah. Like, I think that's great because I can't do it.
People always think I have the weirdest hobbies. I just think that it's that not a lot of people have caught on yet to my weird hobbies. I think geocaching is great.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with geocaching.
No, yeah.
I think you just like very specific things. I think it isn't the fact that you like geocaching. I think it's that, like, geocaching as a hobby is very specific. where, like, I can say I really like photography and I take photos when I travel, but that could mean, like, I take photos in a million different ways. Like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, because geocaching is, like, very... Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
disc golf's a little weird, too.
But that's, like, a very specific sport.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, that's a niche kind of sport because people don't, like... Like, you have... Like, that's kind of like a cult-type sport to, like, a tiny percentage of people.
That's so funny that you said that because right before you said that, I was thinking I literally only like Taylor Swift, disc golf, and, like, geocaching. And those all could probably be considered cults. Yeah. Because either you love them and you're obsessed or you don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
There's barely an in-between.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we found a geocache, which is great. Cactuses were beautiful.
Yeah, literally, like, the cactus gardens at sunset is, like, the best, and you need to show... If you're gonna go, here's your travel tip information bit for this episode. If you're gonna go to the cactus gardens for sunset, go an hour before it says sunset is gonna set, because there's mountains there, and it's, like, gone. Like, literally, like, I think we had maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a tiny window of light,
But it's beautiful, like, it's worth it.
It's so, yeah, they, like, glow because the cactus themselves are dark, and then, like, the spikes are, like, white. Yeah. And so when the sunset is shining behind them, it looks like they're glowing. Oh my god, it was so beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm like, oh.
So we stayed there a little later than we planned, which meant that we did not get to be picky with our campsite.
Yeah, and we also had to go, like, way farther to our campsite than I thought we were going to have to. Like, to find one. Because we were... Okay, so that's the other thing. Is, like, part of the reason we're camping is because we're balling on a budget. So we camped BLM the whole time, which is, like, Bureau of Land Management, for those of you that don't know. And it's free camping spots. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to post up for 14 days.
Yeah. So there's, like, apps and different places you can find, like, reviews or ask other people. So we didn't have a lot of research ahead of time finding this campsite, so I just went with one that had decent reviews. We didn't want to stay anywhere without service, without planning it out ahead of time, just, like, for safety reasons. So we went to this one. We showed up.
Oh my god.
And right away there was these huge electrical...
Yeah, we literally were, like, right under the, like...
Transformers?
There weren't, like, well, I don't know if they were transformer. I don't know. It was like, okay, I always tell people, and some people get my reference and some people don't. Mm-hmm. You know the big, like, telephone pole structures that look like the Powerpuff Girls?
I don't get that reference. I thought you were going to say, like, Eiffel Tower.
No, I mean, I guess this one looked a little bit more like the Eiffel Tower, but there's ones that look like...
Mojo Jojo?
No, the Powerpuff Girls. Like, they literally looks like them with their, like, pigtails. Or, like, at least bubbles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you get it now? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, some people get it,
like
some people
girl.
don't.
Okay.
I literally can't look at them without thinking Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. So I've never been up close to one of those before this trip.
Yeah. And so we roll up and it's literally, like, we're right under it.
It's, like, buzzing. It's, like, zzz.
And I was like, are we going to, like, step out of the car and get electrocuted?
Yeah. So we were a little nervous.
But obviously I knew we weren't going to. It just was, like... I knew it was going to be noisy.
It also just was, I don't know, coming from the most beautiful campsite I've ever seen, and then, like, staying on, like, a dirt trail in the desert. It was so hot.
Oh my god, it was so hot. And I had to pee so bad.
Yeah, so we pulled up. It's buzzing. We're like, oh, this sucks, but it's already dark, and we don't really have time to be picky.
And we're like, let's just, like, get ready for bed. We'll eat some food, and we'll, like...
Yep.
You know, crawl into the car and, like, go to bed.
Yeah, so we both go to the bathroom.
No, I think you were, like, were you going to the bathroom by the car? No, you were, like, getting ready.
I might have been, like, getting food out for dinner.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna go over here and go to the bathroom. And I had my headlamp on. And you guys, I shit you not.
This is the worst part of the whole trip.
Literally the worst part of the whole trip. I don't know, 5 feet. I took 5 steps from the car.
I hear Nikki scream bloody murder.
Literally scream bloody murder. And go running back to the car. And Mariah's like, what? And I was like, tarantula! Literally, the 5 steps, and there was, like, a line of little, like, bushes, like, desert bushes, and, like, I see something move out of the corner of my eye, like, in the light of my headlamp, and I look over just in time, and it's the back 4 legs and the ass of a tarantula, like, going into this massive hole, and it filled the hole. And I was like,
Oh.
no, I'm, like, literally getting chills about it now. I'm like, are there tarantulas in here? Like, oh, like, I hate it so much. I went running back to the car. I don't think I've ever seen Mariah move so fast. Like, she literally was like, I'm getting in the car. We're going to bed. I can't do this.
It sucked because we were in the desert and it was so hot outside. And we slept in the back of the car. Like, you can't leave your car running, obviously.
Yeah, we literally blasted the AC, I think, for like an hour while I did some work, like trying to like keep the car cool all night.
But it did nothing.
Yeah, we like scrambled into that car. And then while I'm getting into the car, like I'm literally scrambling and I'm like, don't drop anything, like don't want spiders, like freaking out, or like trying to make sure we keep the doors closed because I'm like so concerned something's gonna like crawl into the car before we can get in there. And I look down, I'm like in the car and I look down and another spider. I've never seen a spider like this before in my life. It was like long, like shaped like this with its legs instead of like round, and like its legs were so long, and it just went like scurrying out from under the car and then like off into the darkness. And I was like, oh no, spider! Freaking lost my mind. And then we just like got in the car so fast. Mariah was like, get in the car! Get in the car! And we literally just like piled in and we like made dinner laying down.
Yeah, we did. And then it was just so hot in there. We ate dinner laying down in bed, having to like move stuff around because up to that point we had been pretty well organized, like certain spots where we put certain things, but we scrambled into the car so quickly that we were disorganized, sweaty hot.
Oh my god, it was so hot.
We slept. We turned that mattress into an Olympic swimming pool.
Literally, with our sweat.
Yeah, we slept in each other's sweat.
Like, all night.
Don't tell Nikki's brother that we destroyed his mattress.
Yeah, I don't know if that mattress is something anybody would want to sleep on ever again.
No.
We sweat through that so bad. It was literally the hottest night of the whole trip.
It was so bad.
And somehow the rest of California did not get warmer than that.
No, that was the warmest night. And I thought it was an omen because we had just seen snow. It seemed like what? And then
literally 3 days prior.
It had to have been like at least 120 there.
Oh my god, it was
so...
I think when we woke up, it was like 96 degrees or something.
Yeah. Which, we are from South Dakota. And at that point of the year, it wasn't super hot back home yet. And also, we don't get dry heat. Like, the desert heat is a different type of heat.
Yeah, desert heat is so different. But
and it's also like the entire time that we were on our trip, it got really cold at nighttime, except for the one night that we couldn't open our windows.
Yeah, because there were freaking tarantulas.
Yeah, that was not the funnest camping night. But grand scheme of things, it was worth it because we woke up the next day and we're super motivated to get out of there.
Yeah, oh my god, and we had our first at least my first truck stop shower.
Definitely mine.
Okay. First truck stop shower experience.
And it was so nice.
It was so nice.
Yeah, we stopped at this, it was actually in Coachella.
Yeah, I was like, never did I think I was going to go to Coachella without it being Coachella.
I know.
Like.
And real time, Coachella was just like
not that much earlier.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't turn down a truck stop shower.
No, don't. And that was really the first half of our trip.
Yeah, that was it. We are intentionally making this a 2-part series for this trip. So that was part 1.
Just a lot happened and we have to tell you guys.
And it just was like too long to be one episode. So we're doing it 2 parts. Come back next week for part 2. Just as exciting, if not more exciting, to be honest.
See you next week.
Yeah, do all the subscribing, reviewing, all the good things. I don't know, and love you. Good night.